Okay, I think I'm actually live this time. Wow, that was embarrassing. So I did the whole like 5 minute presentation, and I don't think I was actually live. So yeah, so I think this is a welcome back. Let's see if it's scroll repeat. As you can see, this is the first time doing YouTube streaming. I did a couple little test streams and probably should have done a couple dozen more. So welcome to the live stream. If you are on, feel free to chuck any questions in the chat. My goal is to be, answering Q&A questions in these from D2L or the Learning Course Management, as well as videos, and then of course any in the live streams. This is kind of an office hours. All faculty, we have to, have a certain number of office hours, and with COVID, it's like, we got to go online. Hey, let's try something a little different. WebEx during the day and a nice, YouTube in the evening. So welcome to my living room. It's a horrible mess. It's always a horrible mess, but hopefully I'm strategically seated in front of the horrible mess, so you can't quite see it. Major conversations going on. So, just getting started with classes. Not too awful much. And by the way, it is incredibly distracting looking at myself on the YouTube stream, which has a good lag to it. But current conversations mostly go with the whole COVID thing. So just kind of, get an idea of, what are we going to do for the rest of the semester? And of course, I don't know. No one knows. So hopefully, things will go well. Hopefully we can keep face-to-face for a nice long period of time. And hopefully YouTube doesn't keep poking things up that don't really appear to be important, but might be, but I don't know what I'm doing yet, kind of things. Anyways, so obviously I'm doing a flipped class strategy in both classes. So I'm currently teaching two classes. One's an introductory chemistry course. The other is a science primarily for teachers, kind of a here's everything, kind of make sure you're up to speed kind of course. And so both classes, I've got a bunch of videos that I did in the summer. Those are online, so hopefully it's a good resource for students. If you're liking those, yay, one person who's watching. And then if we have to go online, of course, that'll be a great resource, hopefully. But hoping that doesn't happen. If there's any questions, feel free to chuck those in the comment section. And then I will take a stab at those. Of course, just kind of, warming things up, looking at the CNA news from, it's always a little bit of a lag for me from the beginning of the month. So these usually come out about twice a month. The next one should be getting in my mailbox here pretty soon. Really an interesting article, kind of discussing almost like lab fashion. But keeping in mind that we, this is a whole planet. There's 8 billion people of us. I think it's 8 billion, maybe 7 billion. People of us on the planet. And, we need to have good ideas for everybody. So there's a nice article on adapting hijabs for lab safety. And the idea here is that, certain cultures have different clothing requirements. In this case, hijab, which wears over the head for the ladies in some cultures. Of course, having, loose clothing can be a fire hazard as well as a catch hazard. So the idea of, manufacturing ones that are both reasonably, aesthetically pleasing, meets cultural needs and preferences of those individuals, and are lab safe, having a chemical and fire resistant cloth. And it keeps in mind that, there's a lot of us and we are all different. So we all have our own preferences. I wear the Columbia PFG shirts. Not everyone does. And those actually I have to be careful because these are not fire safe. So if I'm working with flames, I have to switch shirts. Something that won't melt on me. Okay. Major questions have basically all been focusing on, what are we doing for the rest of the semester? If you're one of my students right now, you're studying, obviously we're going to go over stuff in class. If you're in the Foundations of Physical Science course, doing a little bit more of a traditional lecture, and the videos are a nice support. If you're in my Survey of Chemistry, which is kind of that, first semester chemistry class, then that's a nice, or then in that case I'm actually doing a true flip because it's doing the hybrid approach where we're doing labs, and because of classroom restrictions and COVID trying to space things out, we're going to, only meet half the time. WebEx, I'd be interested to know from students how well they're liking the WebEx lectures. It's hard for me to tell on my end. I'm guessing you'd rather not, is my guess, but it'd be interesting to see. So feel free to jump in on the comments if that's one that, is something that you'd be interested in, or, definitely interested in seeing the feedback. Okay. Other than that, yeah, so this might be a short web stream, good start, just kind of to start with. Hopefully, things will go well. And then last call for questions from the viewers. I'm just going to kind of dawdle just a little bit longer in case anyone wants to jump in, pop a question in the stream. Actually, I wonder, am I even seeing the stream? Pop out chat. Here's the chat. Okay, yeah, I'm seeing the stream. Okay. And now how do I pop the chat back in? Well, I am going to go ahead. I'm going to end the stream as, a first test stream, see how things went. Hopefully questions in the discussion boards on the learning management system for the next stream. Obviously, without having a series of questions, it's kind of hard to answer questions in a Q&A stream. So have a wonderful week. I will see you around. And for those later viewers, once again, I'll see you around. So